And I was like, that's what time is. I'm trying to hold on to it so tight to get to survival, and I'm literally falling. There's nothing I can do. I can't get any more time. I can't slow down the clock. I can't do any of those things. But what I can do is work harder in my business to create systems so that way I don't have to waste time doing things that I don't need to be doing. Do you want God's plan for your life? Do you want to discover your calling? Do you want to build a business that's aligned with God's will? Hey girl, hey! I'm Jeanette, business and faith coach. After a decade in the military, the Air Force said, see you later, and I had to find my true calling. Want to know how God directed my life from a cybersecurity engineer to a faith and business mentor? In this podcast, I'll teach you how to start a business, how to know your business is God's calling, monetization techniques, how to trust the Holy Spirit, and how to set boundaries to listen to His word alone. Ready to become unapologetically unstoppable? Hey girl, hey! I'm so excited because I want to invite you to register for my class that's coming up next week. Systems for Rapid Growth. And it's JeanettePeterson.com/simple. And when you go there and you register, you will get a taste of what that content is going to be like in this episode right here. Stay tuned to listen to my anti-algorithm method that will help you attract soulmate clients so easily. Now, I know that the number one thing you don't have is time. This weekend, we were going to the pumpkin patch, and I think it's just pumpkin patch season all around, you know what I mean? So I was out there, we were going to do the things, we get back in the car, we've all got our pumpkins, it was great, and we live in the Midwest, and so they have like corn pit. It's a strange thing if you've never seen one before, but it's like a silo, and it's got corn in the pit, and you just play around, the kids are just playing around. It's not like a sandbox, but it's corn. And so they were playing around in that, and then I looked back at my daughter when we were in the car, and I looked at her, and I was like, oh my gosh, this kid is huge. This is not a 3-year-old anymore. This is an almost 4-year-old kid. This is no longer a toddler-faced kid. This is like a kid. She's speaking full-on sentences. She's very eloquent at this point, which is new for her. It's new for her. And so I was just admiring and taking the time out to think about how deep it was for me to realize that. Like, I look at her every day. I have not gone on a trip in a while. I've been here. I see her every day. And to look at her in the face and realize how she's grown is like, oh my gosh, where has the time gone? It's like the time is just drifting out of our hand. It's like we are trying to grab at it and we can't. I was watching this show. It's about these celebrities. They're trying to become like rangers. They go to this ranger school. And one of the things that they had to do was they had to jump in the water and then swim to this rope and then climb up into a helicopter. And I was watching them, and some of them are like grabbing the rope, and they're grabbing the rope, and they're going up, and then something happens and they just fall. And I was like, that's what time is. I'm trying to hold on to it so tight to get to survival, and I'm literally falling. There's nothing I can do. I can't get any more time. I can't slow down the clock. I can't do any of those things. But what I can do is work harder in my business to create systems so that way I don't have to waste time doing things that I don't need to be doing, that don't affect 1, my family, 2, my mission, or 3, my bottom line. So if you guys register for my class at JeanettePeterson.com/simple, we'll go even deeper into this anti-algorithm method. But right now, I just want to remind you that this time is so precious. And another thing that it helps you do is create deeper connections. Because when you are creating whatever it is you're creating, your coaching program, your service, whatever those things are that you're doing, you want to do it with your whole heart. And I know you do, because otherwise you would not be listening to my podcast. And because I know who you are as that kind of person, that you want deep connections with these people because you want to know them intimately in order to serve them the best that you can. And you can't do that if you don't know them. So when we're on Instagram and we're doing the reels and we're dancing and we're trying to do all the things that we do, we can't get deeper connections if we are just being entertainment. We are deep, intimate people, and our businesses are just as deep and intimate, right? So when I'm coaching clients, I want to know who they are. I want to know their soul. I want to know their hurt points. I want to know where they've come from. I want to know if they've grown up with their parents or not. Do they have a support system? What does that look like? How can we help them get more support, right? And if I don't know them, if I don't qualify these leads first, these customers, these future clients of mine, by getting to know them a little bit in the DMs, then I'm never going to know if they're qualified. I'll just see them come on, I'll do a sales call and be like, oh, that lead was not qualified. Or even if I run ads, that's only one part of the system. It can't just be ads. It has to also be the deeper connections. And another thing is when you do the deeper connections, then you know exactly what their pain point is and how you can help them and serve them the best way that you know how. I think it's funny when people just meet people and send random DMs and like, hey, I got one DM one time that was like, hey, how long have you been in business? I said, this long. Okay, well, I know you need X, Y, and Z based on how long you've been in business. I'm like, you don't know anything about me. You just know one fact of how long I've been in business, but that doesn't mean anything. You don't know how many sales I've had. You don't know if I've got a team. You don't know what kind of business I truly have, like what model I'm running it on. You can't help me. And I kind of got mad. I was kind of rude to her, actually. And then she blocked me. But that's okay, because I was not her ideal client anyways, because I don't do cold DMs. Ew, gross. That's just gross to me. So when we have qualified leads, when we know who they are, we know how we can serve them and if we can serve them. Because I will be the first one to tell somebody if I can't serve them. Oh, you need social media help? Cool. What kind of social media help? Oh, you need somebody to post every day for you? I can't do that. That's not what I do. But I do know this girl who's a military spouse, and she has an agency, and she's really good at it, and I will give you her information. Because I also believe in reciprocity. Maybe she'll think of me one day and be like, oh yeah, Jeanette does X, Y, and Z. And if she doesn't, I don't care. I'm helping the client. That's the most important thing to me. And I'm doing that by showing God's love. I was created here to do a certain thing, and I'm going to do that. And if I can show God's love through helping somebody, even if it's not paying me, I don't care. Because I know that they're going to go do God's work, and I'm doing God's work. And so that just means we have more people in the kingdom. Hello. That's all I care about. So if I get paid for that one client or not, that's all I care about. But it will help me to know if they're qualified for my services. So when you come to the masterclass at JeanettePeterson.com/simple and you register today, you'll see on November 7th, 8th, and 9th, my 3-step process for getting leads. You'll see my anti-algorithm method. You'll see how to tap into the ease and flow of your communication style to build systems around you, because everybody's different. I can't tell you that this one system will work for everybody, because that's just not true. And then also how to fine-tune your messaging so that way people know exactly who you are when they go to stalk you. Let's be real. We all stalk each other on the internet. You check them out before, as soon as you get a DM, as soon as you get a friend request, you're like, who is this person? Let me go see what they've been posting about. Let me go see what they've been talking about. And then you'll know who they are. And that way, this will help you cut your lead time, your from connection to convert time in half. So register for the masterclass, JeanettePeterson.com/simple for the webinar, Systems for Rapid Growth, November 7th, 8th, and 9th, 1 p.m. CST. I'll see you guys there. Wow, that was so good. So I know that you know somebody that also needs to hear that. So share this episode, leave a review. And I would love if you could watch my free workshop at JeanettePeterson.com/missingpiece. I'll see you guys over on the grams at Jeanette.Peterson. Bye.